compression and decompression. Okay, now when we talk about compression and decompression, why do we have to talk about this? And how does this affect computer at large? One thing you need to bear in mind when it comes to compression and compression is that when it comes to the sharing of file, when it comes to the installation of file, when it comes to the conversion of files, all right, files comes in different sizes. And the size of a file determines the processing process. It determines the processing speed. It determines the efficiency and effectiveness of the processing of that file or data. So one thing you need to understand here is that files are being compressed. Now let's assume you have a file of about 2 gig you need to send to a system, or you need to install a software of about 2 gig. You need to download, then install. If you have to download it directly, probably it might take 2 hours or 3 hours to download, and installation might be another 1 hour. But if this file is being compressed, all right, if this file is being compressed, usually we refer to it as zipped, all right, refer to this as zip or zipped file, all right. Then we have unzip file. So when we say zip, we are simply talking about the file has been compressed, meaning that it doesn't affect the quality of the content or the software or the file or the storage of whatever you want to install or download. It only reduce the file from unnecessary weights. So that file or that application or software of 2 gig can be compressed, can be zipped in order to reduce, all right, the file size. So from 2 gig, it can be reduced all the way to 500 MB. The one after megabyte, we have gigabyte. So from gigabyte, it can be reduced to megabyte to foster the efficiency, the effectiveness, and the speed of the transferring process or the installation process, be it whatever the case might be. So when you compress, you are zipping the file, all right? So when you decompress, you are unzipping. Now, one thing you need to understand, having transferred or installed or downloaded the file, you need to unzip. It's just like you have your bag, a lot of things in your backpack. If you don't zip it, you can lose them, all right? So having them zipped in your backpack, your stuff in your backpack or your bag, as we all know here, it saves you the stress of having them misplaced, it saves you the stress of having to carry too much luggage or too much stuff with your other hand or with your hands. So having everything zipped in your bag, you need to unzip when it is time to use whatever it is you have in your backpack. So when you unzip, we talk about decompress. When you zip, talk about compress. So have that in mind first. So now let's go to the material. It says here, most software you buy are of the internet and they are compressed. All right. There are commercial and shareware that will compress and decompress files for you. So things we buy online, or most of the software we get online, they are already, all right. So the people offering it online, they will have to save it online or on their portal or thereabout. They also want to reduce the weights, all right, of these things they are putting on their website. So it also helps them to accumulate. Don't forget that all these websites you download things from, they also have limitations. They have capacity of what they can also accommodate. So by zipping certain files, it creates space for more options, creates space for them to accommodate more files. All right. So it's also essential that even them, they have to compressed files so that when you download it to this for you, and when you want to use it, you can decompress it or zip it. So most popular form of data compression is called zip. All right. Most popular data compression. So let's just put it like this. Data compression. Most popular data compression is called, all right, zip or stuff it. All right, so let's just add this. Stuff it. But there are others available as well. But the most popular one we know, like I said, is zip. Okay. Now, programs are also available to compress and decompress your files as you are the application you are using requires them. Now, we have that as that. So now let's just move straight ahead. Now, there's something called windows and finders. Okay. Now, what we need to understand about Windows is that all programs, folders, tags, and most other operations are in a window. Okay. Have you been ever asked this question? For those of us that have personal computer, have you been asked this question? What windows or what window do you use or does your computer use? You'll be like Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. Like the one I'm using now, I think it's about Windows, if I'm not mistaken, is it Windows 14 or thereabout or 13? But I know it's the latest one because I updated the system of recent. All right. So now in this window, you have all your folders, all your tabs. It's more like I wouldn't call it an operating system, but I might, because in this window you have all your folders, you have all your tasks and all other operations, your calendar, your games, your this, your that, everything is embedded in that window. All right. So windows are used to share common attributes throughout the entire system. Okay. All programs, folders. I mean, what is your computer without your programs and folders? And don't forget, we refer to folders in our 100 first semester when we were doing just 103. We were able to establish the fact that programs are set of instructions that instruct your computer to do certain things. When it comes to the folder, when it comes to folder, you have your movies, your music. When you place your cursor on it and click, all right, that folder itself, it's a program. The cursor, it's a program. When you click on that program, all right, it is initiated because it has been programmed that when you click on this folder, you are expected to see music. When you click on this folder, you are expected to see pictures because it is your picture folder. All these are series of programs. All right, series of set of instructions programmed on the computer. So now, are we together? So now, the windows are used to share common attributes throughout the entire system. Now, the window contains menu for file, menu to edit, menu to view, to help, which change depend on the task you want to perform. All right. So we have okay, I think the audio is perfect. So we have folders, we have files. So when we talk about, let's talk about files. All right. Now, when we talk about files, we can refer to them as folders as well. All right. Files and folders are basically they're all programs, set of instructions, like I explained just now. All right. Each file can be tagged. All right. Each files are named. All right. When you tag your files or when you tag your folder, you find the things you let's say for example, this is a folder. Let's have a pictorial explanation to this. So let's assume these are your folders. Okay, so you place your cursor, all right, on this. Then you drop down, then you can find your files, all right. You can find, all right, your files. Okay, I think I should put that here. Okay, let's make that here. Your files. Haven't placed your cursor. Then you can find, all right, place your cursor on this. You find a drop down, all right. This folder could be my music, all right. There is a drop down, a list of all your music, all right. And basically, this is how it works. But one thing you understand that whether file or programs, they contain, all right, sub programs, all right. They are container for certain information, container for storage of certain information. So when you instruct the operation, they open a new world of further instructions. Please note that. So there's something called the toolbar, all right. Tool, the bar where you find your tool, all right. Toolbar is a instruction that carries the option, all right, for the display of menu. So now you can find your menu here, all right, and you can find your tools. So it depends on the instruction you are running. Okay, it depends on the instruction you are running. Okay, so we have that as that. So now let's really talk about some programs and their features. Let's really talk about some programs and their features. All right, so we have likes of the mouse. All right, don't forget that they all give instructions to the computer, that's input devices. So there's a part on the mouse we want to talk about. We have a right mouse button. All right, so this is, to me, is my right mouse button. To you, it might be the left. All right, so what instruction, when you click on it this way, what instruction does it perform? All right, now this is used to display events specific of content. All right, basically it's used to bring out menus. All right, when you use it, basically it gives you instruction for further menus. All right, so right mouse button, all right, it displays specific menu, specific menu, in the sense that when you use the right side of the mouse, there are certain menu to it will highlight for you. All right. And when you use the right hand side as well, there are certain menus to highlight for you. And these menus are dependent, all right, they are determined by the file or by the program they are running. So now I'm on my material here. I'm using WPS, all right, not Microsoft Word. On WPS, when you use the right side of the mouse, it gives you options like the font you want to copy, you want to paste, you want to adjust um your font, all right? You want to make a paragraph, you want to apply numbering or bullet. If you're using the other side, which is if you're using the double tap the right, it gives you the option to highlight. But if you're using the left side now, it gives you the option to let's on. I think I can put that here. So This is the mouse. So on WPS Office, what I'm just trying to explain to us is that depending on the kind of instruction or the kind of program you are running, all right, that will determine the menu or the option you will be getting. All right. This is my right and this is my left. All right. So if you click on this, it is for menu. If you click on this, it is also for menu. But the menu is now depending on the kind of instruction you are currently running. Simple and straight. All right. So we have that as that. So now we have int and shortcuts. All right. Int and shortcuts. The right mouse button is a great feature of the Windows operating system and can be real time saver. All right, like I said, different options. So we have Windows, the other operating system, all right, the likes of MacBooks. These ones are basically different from the regular kind of thing we use here. So it might use another operating system, but actually what we are teaching in today's class, we are talking about Windows operating system. All right. So in as much as you use any side of this mouse, it brings you options that makes your work easy and faster. It says here on Mac, the on hold the mouse button down to display a context menu. All right, but on Windows, you don't have to hold it down. It's just for you to click, and that will be all for that. Okay, so we have that as that. So it says here, creating folders. How do you create folders? It says use the new folder option. Okay, so now let's say you want to create a folder. How do you create a folder in Windows operation? When you get to your files, where you find your folders, all right? When you get to your files, where you find your folders, if you use the option button, all right, I think that should be the the right hand side of your mouse. It gives you the option for new folder. All right, so we can put it this way. So we can put it this way. This is where you find your files. All right, so in your files, you find your folders. All right. So when you click the option of the right side of the mouse and you find your new folder, right, gives you the option of new folder, you click on yes, it asks you create, all right, folder. Then you tag it, tag slash name the folder, all right. You give the folder a name or you tag it, and with that, the folder is ready, and you can drag and drop whatever information or files you want to keep in it. All right. So it says here, copy or move the folder or file. Files on the same disk are moved. If you have to move, you have to press, all right? Okay, you have to press CTRL, that is control, CTRL, all right? To hold CTRL to copy. That is if you are not dragging with your mouse. If you want to copy, you have to highlight first, all right? You can highlight. How do you highlight? That is control and A. All right, you highlight. But that is if you are doing control and A, that means you are highlighting the whole document. But you are highlighting specific words or file, then you just use your mouse highlight. As soon as you highlight, you highlight, double tap the right part of the mouse. The actually the left, not the right, or like the left, double tap. It helps you highlight. As soon as you've done that, then you can use your control. All right, control C, hold control, basically hold Control C to Control plus C, all right, to copy. And we have that as that. Okay, I think we can call it right here for today. All right, so let's call it right here for today. And in our next class, we'll be taking it up from operating system. All right, taking it up from operating system. So thank you very much, everyone. I believe you've been able to into this class. Please let's go keep our notes up to date and submit them to the appropriate courses. Do have a wonderful evening and bye for now.